Rosie O'Donnell is in the news. Why? Because she's the entertainer of our generation. No, that's not true. There she is, Rosie O'Donnell. She was great in League of Their Own. I will not disparage her whatsoever. And I used to watch the Rosie O'Donnell show all the time. But she is in the news because she tweeted this. Let's take a look at her tweet. She said, all right, so that's Susan, $2 million cash. Call if you want to negotiate. Do you think your family is proud of you, Senator Collins? Woman, mother, grandmother, sister, daughter, you have betrayed us all. Dear God, ask for forgiveness, redeem your soul tomorrow, hashtag not sexist. This was her follow-up to a tweet saying this. So how about this? I promise to give $2 million to Senator Susan Collins and $2 million to Senator Jeff Flake. If they vote no, I will not kill Americans for the super rich. So she votes no, I will not kill Americans for the super rich. DM me Susan, DM me Jeff. No shit, $2 million cash each. So Rosie O'Donnell is offering $2 million apiece to these two senators in the lead up to the senatorial vote on the tax bill to get them to vote no.
Yeah.
Which brings a question immediately to mind. How does she have $4 million still?
Oh, she worked in TV back in the days when they just handed out tens of millions of dollars.
I remember those days.
Yeah, we missed those days. Anyway, so let me begin the defense of Rosie O'Donnell. First of all, some people are saying, that might be an illegal act. Okay, so first of all, we legalized bribery, so let's get over this, right? Susan Collins took all of her campaign donations are in essence bribes. And same with Jeff Flake, same with Bob Corker, same with all the Republicans and most of the Democrats. So don't pretend to be outraged. Oh my God, turns out there's money in politics, really? So she's making a point. If you're gonna get bribed, let me at least be open about it. If and say, hey, instead of taking the dark money or the campaign contributions, if that's what you're doing, let's acknowledge it. And since we don't have elections anymore, we have auctions. Okay, I bid $2 million. But instead of trying to make sure 13 million people lose their health insurance, that's a reference to people dying, right? Which is what's going to happen when they take away the mandate. That is the estimate of nonpartisan groups. She's saying, can I pay $2 million to keep people alive? It seems pretty fair, right? And then the hashtag not sexist, I love that reference too, because Susan Collins is like, if you criticize me on the tax bill, you're sexist. No, we criticize Ted Cruz, we criticize you just the same. You don't get a pass for being a woman. And Rosie's pointing that out. So far, I love every part of it.
Yeah, but folks are citing 18 section 201B, where if she was prosecuted because of this, she would face a fine of up to $12 million, 15 years, disqualified from holding any office of honor. And again, as you said, what's striking to me is how I've really come across all different kinds of what seems like bribery. Like we have the actual code here, so it's graphic 30A. This is the code that she is accused, by people who are starting ruckus of violating. Whoever directly or indirectly corruptly gives, offers, or promises anything of value to any public official or person who has been selected to be a public official, or offers or promises any public official or any person who has been selected to be a public official to give anything of value, any other person or entity, just blah, 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 with the intent to influence any official act. And then there's 3 other conditions, which right there is just everything about money in politics, and not just like general donations where it's like, I'm paying you this so you can cut the corporate tax rate, but also the things that were happening as were being reported on through the entire process of reconciliation and drafting this bill, where it was hastily written together, and then they just leaked little tidbits about, here's this provision that not only benefits Donald Trump directly. The New York Times pointed out that he and his family are the #1 winners of this tax bill, but also Bob Corker, who jumps on after that provision Sirota reported about was thrown in, and then that list of a dozen more senators who directly benefit from things that were thrown into the tax bill to, quote, influence any official act.
Who are we kidding?
I know, it's so bad. I hate
this
the
is
feeling
so
that I have.
stupid. This is, all right, listen, you want to arrest all the donors? Deal, let's do it. I'll throw Rosie under the bus if we are allowed to arrest all the big donors and the corporate donors. If we're allowed to arrest everyone that uses dark money to influence politicians. Now think about it. So a corporation is not a good person. It's not a person at all. So the first time a corporation gives money to a politician, it is to buy them to get a return on investment. But the second time they give to a politician, that means that they got their return on investment. So they wanted to influence them, they did influence them, they wanted to get the result, they got the result. They're all corrupt. So like all of a sudden, people being like, oh, Rosie, you're trying to influence a politician with money. Oh, come on.
Right. It's all posturing. But the corporations or people thing is true now. Like the pass-through, the real estate pass-throughs are literally, it's a corporation in the name of one person with no employees. And they get a favorable tax rate now. That is, corporations are person. Not corporations or people, and the multiple persons who have been given huge handouts were the 16 listed in the report that showed exactly who benefits from this.
I've gone and talked in front of, I don't know how many tens of thousands of people, and I have never had a single human being raise their hand when I ask the question, do you think a corporation is a human being or a person? No actual person believes that. In Washington, they all raise their hands. So, well, of course, corporations are some of the best people I know, right? and when they give money, it's out of the goodness of their person's heart, right? When Rosie does it, oh my gosh, she's trying to save people's lives. What a corrupt person.
Yeah.
The outrage over that, the fall outrage over that is hilarious.
Yeah, and to give you an idea of the kind of people who are jumping in, throwing a fuss over this, Ben Shapiro waded into the waters. He tweeted, if Trump orders Sessions to investigate Rosie, he will be carved into Rushmore by Friday. To which Rosie so eloquently responded, suck my D, Ben. So yeah, I really like the level of discourse in general going on here. I like Rosie O'Donnell's performances. It's just, I don't know, like the idea that Trump would be carved into Mount Rushmore for going after Rosie O'Donnell. Does anyone care that much about Rosie O'Donnell? Like, no.
Okay,
yeah, it's a lot.
So I had a debate with Ben Shapiro. He defended money in politics. He thinks it's rich people's right to speech. I mean, when the Koch brothers or Adelson or Soros or Bloomberg put all this money in, they're just talking. They're just talking. And when Adelson, I think, gave $25 million to Newt Gingrich and similar numbers to Trump, Robert Mercer gave $13 million to Ted Cruz and then even more to Trump. They didn't give them tens of millions of dollars. They were just having conversation with them. And did they intend to influence them? No, Shapiro will tell you, no. They just were talking, they were having a conversation. And it's their right to have a conversation like that. And corporations, since they're human beings, they also love to have conversations. And in their conversations, they give billions of dollars to politicians, and in return, they get trillions of dollars. What a fun conversation that was, right? And then he turns around and pretends to be outraged that, Rosie wants money in politics. And then he pretended to be outraged about the dick comment, okay? And like, oh my God, what does he pretend like it was anti-LGBT or something?
Yeah,
Rosie's LGBT.
It's like homophobic.
Yeah, I know, Ben. Right wingers, you care a lot about homophobia. Ben, day and night, they're like, homophobia.
Yeah, he tweeted #MeToo as a response to that.
Yeah, I know. You've been abused, Ben. You just watched the video by the Young Turks, the home of the revolution. If you'd like to get the full show, come join us and become a member. TYTnetwork.com/join.